Welcome to Subramani. In case you're wondering, I am talking a lot about death, about risk, and I'm sounding very morbid. But there is something which I want to tell you is sharing information with your family. Ideally with your spouse, but if your spouse does not show much interest, with your major children or even children above the age of 14. 13, 14, they start understanding all this, and if they are not very lazy, they will take part in the whole activity of creating all these documents, etc. And this is one of the best training that you can give. So, what all should you share with your family, and what should you not share? What you should not share is the banking password, because there is a problem that children can give it away to somebody, and I've known of very tragic cases how the password has been extracted from children and the parent has no clue as to what was happening. So let's come down to what all you should share. You should share your bank account details. Obviously, your spouse is very likely to know where is the bank account, because the RM would have come home or you would have gone there, so you know which bank account. So, and your bank account, look, people like lazy people like me have a problem. I have set up a standing instruction for my electricity bill, telephone bill, gas bill, society charges. So all that goes away from my credit card, and it is an auto debit. So every month I don't make any attempt at making this payment. I just get an SMS saying your bill is so and so, and this is the due date, and on the due date the bill gets paid on the credit card. What happens after that is, on the due date of the credit card, the bank account gets debited and I get an intimation saying this has been done. Now this is fantastic, it's all an auto setup. But if I am not there, what happens? So it is necessary that these be set up from an account which both you and your spouse are using and your child knows. So for example, it's worthwhile opening one bank account with you as the first person and your wife as the second person and your kid as the third person, immaterial of where they are staying. Then you transfer money into that on a monthly basis, or you get a credit card which you tag to that account, and from that account you make all the payments, and make sure that in the month of January you make the payment, in the month of February your wife makes the payment, and in the month of March your daughter makes the payment. What happens is, by this continuously everybody knows the process, everybody knows how the payment gets made, everybody has those login passwords, right? So these sound very simple, but it is necessary that you share these things. Should you share all your banking passwords, etc.? If the kids are a minor, no. If the kids are major, maybe. Especially if they're staying with you, it is useful. Like my daughter knows how to use my credit card, and I think that's fair enough, that in case of an emergency, it's my wife and daughter who are going to admit me in a hospital, and they are going to need my credit card, not me. I will need it in a comfortable position. If I forget it, I can still go to my use my phone and say number lost and retrieve it. They may not be able to do it, right? So these sharing this is important. Sharing, again, create a document of your investments and tell your children and your spouse why you have invested. If you have an equity portfolio which is there to create wealth, well, it's there to create wealth. They should know that this is, just a family heirloom which you are perhaps just passing on to the generation after you or generation after that. It is just there. There's no reason. But if there is something specifically taken for creating a pension, if you have a couple of pension plans and you died before creating an annuity out of it, at least your daughter should know that this money is called a pension plan. From this, an annuity will flow, or in case of death of one person, the annuity will be paid to the other person. Not that children will know these kind of things. Or you have an extremely good financial planner about whom you write a 200-word thing saying, this is my financial planner, this is what he does. He's not a person who is going to get me a loan or things like that. That's not his job. His job is to manage finances. These are the investments that I have made through him, and sit with your spouse and children and share it. Ideally, you, your spouse and your child or children should go to the financial planner's office and sit and see what is done, because this is the way tomorrow your son or daughter are going to manage their finances. Maybe they'll go to a different financial planner, maybe they will do it online, but at least they know the process which happens as to what is happening. So unfortunately, parents don't give this work away even when the kids are 30. I know 30-year-olds who still don't do their own KYC. It is all in mom's KYC, so it's happening there, which means the mom does not know how to deal with it on a electronic basis, on a digital basis. The children don't learn, right? The tiger teaches its cubs to hunt. You have to teach your children to do, and out of sheer laziness or saying, oh, I trust my mother, these are not the right answers. These are stupid answers. These are wrong answers. They have to take responsibility. Boys, girls have to take responsibility for their money, right? For their health, for their food that they eat, for the exercise that they do, right? All that you have to take responsibility. You can't be dependent on somebody. Knowing it and not knowing it are different, but you can't be dependent, right? So don't share too much of digital information about passwords and all, in case you're worried that it could get misused, not voluntarily but involuntarily. Then how do you share all this? Simple, by creating a Word document or a Excel document which is accessible to all three of you, and all three of you know how to use it. I mean, or maybe all four of you if you have two kids, right? So whichever website you have kept it with, maybe you've kept it in Money Control, maybe you have kept it at Value Research Online, or you have kept it in one of the any of the websites which are available, and you have kept everything in one place, or you have kept it in 2-3 places, and then they know all the login passwords. I know people who keep their debt portfolio and equity portfolio in different websites. Fine, then do that. Keep that document ready. Keep all this ready, because talking about this to a third party is not very easy. So at least you and your spouse should talk to your children about this, and what to do with your pet, right? That also has to be known. So share all this, because if you don't share the purpose of investments, they will have no clue why you have done it. Then they can't be asking the whole world, why did he buy this mutual fund? Why did he invest in these shares? If you haven't told them, nobody else will know, right? So be careful, and then remember, there is no way of God does not give you a full and final call. He just takes you off. That's it. So you will not get a chance to do this, even if you have a heart attack or whatever, you're dead, or you're lying in bed and you are completely useless for them, because 3 days you're in coma, 4th day pop and you're gone, right? So make sure that you share a lot of this information, especially if you're young. Because younger people are less prepared for death than older people, and younger people also die. Tragedy, but yeah, younger people also die. Thank you.